My name's Ethan Hayes, just your average delivery guy. If there's anything unaverage about me, it's that 3 days ago, after getting zapped by a freak bolt of lightning, I started hearing people's thoughts. For an introvert like me, this power is a top-tier disaster. My world became a 24/7, never-silent farmer's market. Like now, I'm delivering an urgent package to Vance Industries. The front desk girl, Brittany, smiles. "Good morning, sir. Please sign in." But in her head, she's thinking, crap, went over budget on my latte runs again this month. Gotta lay off the Starbucks next month. Well, this guy's kind of cute. Too bad about the uniform. I sign in, poker-faced, not a ripple in my mind. 3 days of this, and I'm already used to the two-faced nature of humanity. The elevator zips straight to the top floor, to the CEO's office. The secretary, Sarah, blocks me with a practiced smile. "Ms. Vance is in a meeting. Please wait." Internally, she's screaming, "Ugh. Damien Thorne again. This is the 18th time. He shows up every day to bother Ms. Vance, acting like some romantic hero. Ms. Vance, run. This man is trouble." Damien Thorne? That name rings a bell. I nod, about to sit down, when the office door swings open. A man in a custom-tailored suit, handsome enough to look AI-generated, walks out. Behind him, a woman with an intimidating aura follows. She's in a sharp white pantsuit, hair pulled back, showing off a long, graceful neck. Her beauty is striking, every feature sculpted like a work of art, but her stunning eyes? They hold the chill of 1,000 winters. That's Scarlett Vance, CEO of Vance Industries. A legend, gracing the covers of every business magazine. Damien Thorne, the man, looks at Scarlett with a smarmy, deeply in love expression, his voice smooth. "Scarlett, I've got a surprise for you. I booked the Zenith room tonight. Well..." Scarlett cuts him off cold. "Mr. Thorne, I'm busy. I don't have time." Whoa, that's a clean, no-holds-barred rejection. Damien's deeply in love facade falters, then morphs into that "I love your feisty spirit" alpha male CEO smirk. "Scarlett, don't be childish. I know you have feelings for me." I stand there just observing. But the next second, a lightning bolt explodes in my head. That's the first time I heard Scarlett's thoughts. Her voice, utterly unlike her Ice Queen exterior, is like a cat with its tail stepped on, full of terror and frantic screams. "Help! Help me! System! Is he even speaking English? Feelings for him? I have feelings for his entire rotten family tree. Please, just leave me alone. If you keep hounding me, you'll drag me back into that awful, dramatic plotline. Organ harvesting, donations, being a walking blood bank, and then dying to save your true love. I transmigrated to live a low-key, rich life, not to be your plot device." My jaw must have hit the floor. My hands almost dropped the package. Transmigrated? Awful plotline. Organ harvesting? The info overload was so intense, my lightning-zapped brain practically short-circuited. Damien, still deep in his self-pity, continued. "Scarlett, I know you're still mad at me, but I'm truly..." Scarlett's face is blank, her eyes icy, but her inner thoughts are going wild. "Truly? You're truly what? You just want my money, my company, and you want to use me as a stepping stone. System, how's my survival mission going? If I don't finish it soon, this psycho will drag me away." A robotic voice sounds in her head, and I hear it too. Ding. Escape the psycho male lead. Start a low-profile life. Mission progress, 1%. Host will to survive is too low. Forcing plot sequence activated. Scarlett's mind wails. 1%. I've been hiding from him for a month, and it's only 1%. Force plot sequence. What the heck is that? No, I don't want to be locked in a dark room. System daddy, give me a plan. Anything to get rid of him, I'll do it. System ding. Detecting plot hole level expendable character nearby. Binding with this character will 100% block the original male lead's aura. Recommend host immediately marry him and transfer all personal assets to his name as a sign of breaking free from the plot. Scarlett's mind suddenly screams. Marriage? Transfer assets. To who? System ding. Target locked. 3 feet in front of you. Height 6 feet 0 inches. Weight 155 pounds. Acceptable appearance. Occupation. Delivery guy. In the original plot, he dies in a car accident within a week, making him a perfect disposable shield. Scarlett's gaze whips past Damien and lands squarely on me. Her eyes are like knives, dissecting me from head to toe. I stand rooted, unable to move, still clutching the package, feeling like a rabbit spotted by an eagle. And in her mind, an Oscar-winning drama unfolds. Him, this delivery guy, he's certainly more appealing than that greasy Damien. And he looks like he has abs. Ugh, what am I thinking? This is about my life. Marry a disposable character who won't last a week, then give him billions in assets? System, you've got to be kidding me. What if he takes the money and runs? The system replies, cold as ice. He won't live past a week. Scarlett's mind. All right. If he dies, the money comes back to me, doesn't it? And if he actually dies in an accident, Damien will think I'm cursed and definitely stay away. Brilliant. System, you truly are my little sweetheart. I'm going to buy life insurance tomorrow and make myself the sole beneficiary. Damien, seeing Scarlett staring at me, his face darkens with a sneer. Scarlett, what are you looking at? Just an errand boy. Scarlett snaps out of it, the frost in her eyes thickening threefold. She doesn't even glance at Damien, walking straight towards me. Her heels click tap 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 on the polished marble, each sound like a drumbeat in my chest. No, I can't look too eager. It'll make me seem cheap. I need to be aloof, casual, make him feel like I'm doing him a favor. Yes, that's it. Then she lifts her chin and says to me in a cold, emotionless tone, marry me. The room falls silent. Sarah's pen clatters to the floor. Damien's alpha male smirk completely shatters, his face twisting into something from a Picasso painting. And me, looking at this internal drama queen CEO from another world, I barely keep from bursting out laughing. I clear my throat, suppressing a smile, and ask, feigning calm, excuse me, ma'am, what did you say? Scarlett takes a deep breath, steeling herself. Steady, Scarlett. You're the CEO. Project your power. Channel your, I own this entire empire for you vibe. Her eyes turn even colder as she repeats, I said, marry me. We'll sign a contract, 1 year. I'll give you a sum of money. Damien finally explodes. He charges over, grabbing Scarlett's wrist. Scarlett, are you insane? To spite me, you'd marry some low-life delivery guy? Scarlett winces in pain, try to pull away. Ow, ow. It hurts. Let go of my arm, you brute. Don't touch me. System, help. The abusive guy is getting physical. I look at her reddened wrist and sigh. Even if she's using me as a shield, seeing a grown man bully her like that, it's a little pathetic. Besides, this drama is just too good. I step forward, reaching out to grip Damien's wrist, putting a little force into it. Years of delivering packages mean I've got a decent grip. Sir, personal space. Let go. Damien cries out in pain, reflexively releasing Scarlett, then glares at me. Who the hell do you think you are? Meddling in my business? Before I can speak, Scarlett ducks behind me, only her eyes peeking out, warily watching Damien. Her inner monologue has changed. Wow. My cannon fodder husband is so strong, so secure, much better than Damien, who only knows how to talk big. System, I think this deal isn't a loss. My mouth twitches. I tell Damien, I'm her future husband, so I guess I'm someone. Husband. Damien laughs like he's heard the funniest joke in the world. You? A delivery boy? Scarlett, stop playing games. Come home with me. Scarlett peeks out from behind me, saying coldly, Mr. Thorne, mind your own business. Ethan, let's go. With that, she actually grabs the corner of my jacket. Hurry, hurry. If we don't go, this psycho will kidnap me. Come on, husband, be more forceful. I feel the tug on my jacket and find it amusing. Fine. If you want to play, I'll play along. She pulls me. Scarlett pulls me. And we walk into the elevator under Damien's murderous glare. The moment the elevator doors close, I clearly hear Damien roaring outside. Scarlett Vance, you mark my words. I'm not letting you get away with this. Inside the elevator, Scarlett immediately lets go of my jacket, resuming her icy CEO persona, as if the frightened little animal clinging to me wasn't her. She crosses her arms, leans against the elevator wall, eyes closed, radiating a do not approach vibe. But in her mind, it's a party. Yay. Mission accomplished. Husband hero, you rock. System, how was my performance just now? Pretty badass, right? System ding. Host successfully provoked the original male lead. Plot deviation plus 5%. awarding intimidating presence title for 1 hour, during which host's aura is boosted by 20%. Scarlett's mind. Only 20%? Well, better than nothing. Next up, deal with this cannon fodder husband. I need to discuss terms with him. He's a delivery guy, probably makes a few thousand a month at most. I'll give him $1 million, and he'll be ecstatic. I listened to her calculations, a smile spreading across my face. $1 million? Ms. Vance, who are you looking down on? The elevator reaches the first floor. Scarlett walks out first, telling me without looking back, follow me. I follow her, watching her swaying figure and that don't mess with me back. Comparing it to the noisy little girl in her head, I feel like the world is full of magical realism. She leads me to the underground parking garage and stops beside a red Ferrari. She opens the door, slides into the driver's seat, then rolls down the window and gestures with her chin. Get in. I open the passenger door and get in. A waft of expensive perfume, mixed with the scent of leather, hits me. Thanks for earlier, she says, looking straight ahead, her tone cool. Her thoughts. Even though he's cannon fodder, he really helped me out earlier. A thank you is in order. Politeness is the best social distance between people. I buckle my seatbelt and say, no problem. After all, you said I'm your future husband. Scarlett chokes a little, turns to look at me, her eyes appraising. Her thoughts. This guy, so calm and collected. Good mental fortitude. Not like those other men who freeze up or can't speak when they see me. Is this the legendary self-cultivation of cannon fodder? I meet her gaze, smiling. Ms. Vance, can we discuss our marriage now? She pauses, seemingly not expecting me to be so direct. Her thoughts. So proactive? Good. Save me the trouble of beating around the bush. She clears her throat, regaining her negotiation poise. All right, we'll make a deal. You marry me, become my contract husband. I need you to help me fend off unwanted trouble like Mr. Thorne just now. In return, she pauses, dropping what she clearly thinks is a bombshell. I'll give you $1 million. Her thoughts. $1 million. He's definitely going to freak out, right? Will he fall to his knees? Oh, am I being too generous? Maybe I should have said 500,000 first? No, that'll make me look cheap. $1 million it is. I watch her praise me haughty expression, struggling to suppress my laughter. I hold up one finger, shaking it. Scarlett frowns. Not enough. Her thoughts. $1 million isn't enough? How much does he make a month? 3,000? 5,000? That's enough for him to earn for 20 years. Some people are just never satisfied. I say calmly, Ms. Vance, you're mistaken. It's not about the money. Scarlett. Then what is it about? Her thoughts. He doesn't want money? He wants me? Oh no. Is this guy trying to make it real? System. That's not how the script goes. Isn't he supposed to be a money-grubbing cannon fodder? System ding. Detecting unknown mutation in cannon fodder character's thoughts. Host, please proceed with caution. Scarlett's internal alarm bells blare. Her eyes instantly fill with wariness, like she's looking at a wolf in sheep's clothing. I see her reaction and decide to tease her a little. I slowly begin. Ms. Vance, you're worth billions, a queen of industry. Me, a delivery guy, no family, living in a rented, rundown apartment. The gap between us is wider than the Grand Canyon. You suddenly want to marry me and offer me money. Anyone rational would think it's a trap, right? Scarlett's mind, he has a point. My actions might look a bit like a con artist's. I need to give a reasonable explanation. She muses for a moment, then says, I have my reasons. Damien Thorne won't leave me alone, and my family is pressuring me into a business marriage with him. I need a legitimate husband to put an end to his hopes entirely. Her thoughts. Yes, that's it. I'm a poor rich girl, forced by my family and harassed by a villainous young master. This storyline is classic. He'll definitely believe it. I nod, feigning sudden realization. I see. Sounds like something out of a TV show. Scarlett's mind. See, he believes it. Men, they always fall for this kind of thing. I change my tone, but Ms. Vance, Damien Thorne isn't just anyone. He's the heir to Thorne Industries, practically running this city. If I help you block him, I'm basically making an enemy of him. I'm just a regular guy. If he retaliates, I wouldn't even know what hit me. Do you think my life is worth $1 million? Scarlett's heart sinks. Her thoughts. Crap, I forgot about that. That bastard Damien is ruthless, In the original story, he bankrupted the second male lead. This cannon fodder guy is right. He's trading his life for money. $1 million. Seems a bit low. He'll die, and the money will come back to me. But what if he suffers terribly before he dies? Wouldn't that be on my conscience? Seeing the guilt flash across her face, I know the timing is right. Some is, Vance, this deal has too high a risk and too low a reward for me. I shrug. Sorry, I can't agree. With that, I make to unbuckle my seatbelt and get out. Wait, Scarlett panics. Her thoughts, don't go. Well, I do if you leave. The system said you're the only option. Without you, Damien Thorne will force me into some awful romance. She grabs my hand. In her desperation, her voice softens. What terms do you want? Just name them. Her hand is cool and soft. I can feel the faint sweat on her palm. I look at her, thinking how silly and cute she is. I pretend to ponder, then hold up 5 fingers. Scarlett's mind. 5 million? Okay, that works. 5 million for my life. Worth it. Better than giving him billions. She grits her teeth and says, 5 million. It's a deal. I shake my head. Scarlett's eyes widen. Still not enough? 50 million. This guy's a total shark. But 50 million is like the cost of one of my handbags. For my life. I'll do it. She takes a deep breath, as if making a huge decision. 50 million. No more. I almost laugh out loud at her pained expression. I shake my head again, withdraw my hand, and say unhurriedly, Ms. Vance, I don't want money. Scarlett is completely baffled. Her thoughts. He doesn't want money? What does he want? Is he really after me? Oh no, out of the frying pan and into the fire? This cannon fodder is not normal. He's definitely not normal. I look at her terrified eyes and finally reveal my answer. My terms are simple. First, during the contract period, you have to move in with me. What? Scarlett cries out. Move in with you? What? Her thoughts. Move in with him? His rundown dump? Are you kidding me? My bed alone is worth more than his entire apartment. No, absolutely not. I explain. Think about it. To shake off Damien Thorne, it has to be convincing. A billionaire CEO marries a delivery guy, but lives separately? Who would believe that? Damien would just think you're faking it. You need to show that for love, you've given up luxury and are willing to live a modest life with me in a small place. That's the only way someone as arrogant as him will think you're tainted, no longer worthy of him, and naturally give up. Scarlett is stunned. Her thoughts. Wow, that makes so much sense. Why didn't I think of that? This cannon fodder has a quick mind. Living in a rundown place, Damien would definitely be disgusted, and it would help me avoid him even better. Smart. So smart. Seeing her eyes shift from resistance to acceptance, I know the first condition is met. Second, I continue. Since we're married, we have to act like a couple. We'll take turns with chores. We'll take turns cooking. Scarlett's mind starts screaming again. Chores? Cooking? Me? I don't even know how to use a microwave. System, this is outside my skill set. System ding. Side quest activated. First experience as a housewife. Quest requirement. Cook a meal for your husband. Quest reward. Survival points plus 10. Scarlett's internal expression changes instantly. Cook. I have to. It's just cooking, right? For survival points, I'll do it. She clears her throat, nodding primly. All right. Third, I say, during the contract period, all your expenses must be approved by me. No more reckless spending like before. We need to play the part of a regular couple struggling to make ends meet. What? I need his approval to spend money. My bags, my custom clothes, my Michelin star restaurants. Oh no, I add. Again, it's for the act. A rich girl marrying a poor guy, still swiping her card for luxury items every day. Damien Thorne isn't an idiot. Scarlett's mind struggles again, then finally gives in. He's right. I'll endure. For my easy life, I'll endure. Once this is over, I'll ditch him and go back to shopping. Fine, she says, gritting her teeth. Fourth, and most important, I say, my expression's serious. Our marriage is voluntary, not under duress from anyone. If Damien Thorne dares to lay a hand on you or harm you in any way, our contract is immediately void. I may not have money, but I'm not a pushover. I meant every word. Even though I knew she was from a novel, seeing Damien grab her wrist had really ticked me off. Scarlett freezes. She looks at me, Her eyes, for the first time, losing their ice and judgment, gaining something complex. Her thoughts. He's protecting me? A cannon fodder, trying to protect me? Doesn't he know how terrifying Damien Thorne is? He's a little naive, but also a little sweet. I see her eyes misting slightly and sigh. Silly girl. Last thing, I hold up my fifth finger. City Hall closes at 5. It's 4:30. We can still make it. Scarlett. Her thoughts, whoa, that's intense. Right now, my birth certificate is still at home. As if guessing her thoughts, I say, did you bring your birth certificate? Scarlett instinctively nods, then vigorously shakes her head. Her mind betrays her. Yes, I did. My mom tried to force me to get engaged to Damien today, so I stole my birth certificate and ran away in a fit of rage. I smile, Ms. Vance, don't pretend. I know you brought it. Come on, we'll miss it if we're late. Scarlett looks at my knowing gaze and completely gives up. Her thoughts. How does he know everything? Does he have a system too? No, the system said he's just regular cannon fodder. Whatever, doesn't matter, marry him. The sooner the better for my safety. And just like that, half an hour later, the richest woman in the city and I walk out of City Hall, each holding a marriage certificate. I look at the certificate in my hand. In the photo, Scarlett still has her ice queen face, and I'm smiling like a happy idiot who just pulled off a scam. I'm a married man. My wife is worth billions, but her brain might not be working perfectly. This life, it's getting more interesting by the minute. I drive my beat-up scooter. Scarlett drives her red Ferrari. One after the other, we head to my rundown dump of an apartment. The site, no matter how you look at it, is bizarre. My place is in an old apartment complex built in the 90s. The hallways are covered in flyers for plumbing services and takeout, and the motion sensor lights sometimes work, sometimes need a good stomp to activate. I huff and puff, carrying Scarlett's suitcase, which is probably worth more than a month of my rent, up 6 flights of stairs. Scarlett follows behind me in her heels, treading carefully. Her mind isn't screaming anymore. It's plunged into existential thought. Is this what normal people's lives are like? No elevator. The hallway is so dark, and there are flyers for drain cleaning on the walls. Why am I suffering like this? Oh, right. To stay alive. Okay, I'll endure. I open the door. A mix of instant ramen and a faint musty smell hits us. The apartment isn't big, a 1-bedroom, 1 bath, about 300 square feet. The furniture is all landlord provided, so old you can't tell its original color. Scarlett stands in the doorway, unmoving. Her thoughts. This is my new home. It's smaller than my maid's room. That sofa feels like it'll fall apart if I sit on it. The curtains are an ugly color. And that cockroach. A cockroach. It's crawling towards me. A large roach struts past the door. Scarlett's body instantly stiffens, her face draining of color. On the outside, she maintains her icy composure, but inside, she's doing a prairie dog scream. I'm quick. I grab a slipper, splat. The world is quiet again. I toss the slipper in the trash, then turn to her. Welcome home, wife. Scarlett looks at me, her eyes complex. Her thoughts. He called me wife. So embarrassing. But the way he killed that roach was so hot. I hold back a smile, take out a pair of pink bunny slippers from the shoe rack, and place them in front of her. Change your shoes. I bought them on sale last time, never wore them. Scarlett stares at the bunny slippers, a stark contrast to her designer outfit, and stays silent. Her thoughts, such childish slippers. But they're kind of cute. She quietly takes off her heels, which are probably worth more than my scooter, and slips her feet into the bunny slippers. They fit perfectly. All right, you can sleep in the bedroom tonight. I'll take the couch, I say, pointing to the sofa that looks like it could collapse any minute. Scarlett's thoughts. He's sleeping on a couch? He's a man, I'm a woman, and we just got married. He's such a gentleman. Does he really not like me? Perfect. Safe. She nods primly. I help her with her suitcase into the bedroom, then point to the bathroom. The water heater's a bit old. You have to turn it on for 10 minutes before you get hot water. The water pressure is unstable, so be careful when you shower. Scarlett's thoughts. This house, it sounds like not a single thing works properly. She chims again and goes into the bedroom, closing the door. I collapse onto the sofa, letting out a long sigh. Acting is exhausting, especially with a woman whose inner monologue is more entertaining than a whole season of reality TV. After a long day, I take a quick shower and get ready to rough it on the couch for the night. Just as I lie down, the bedroom door opens. Scarlett walks out in a silk nightgown, phone in hand, brows furrowed. Her thoughts, why is the signal so bad? Not even 5G. How am I supposed to handle company files? And this air conditioner, it sounds like a tractor. How am I supposed to sleep? She walks up to me, looking down. Is there anywhere quiet in this place? I point to the balcony. It's quiet out there. No AC, though. Scarlett. She turns to go back to the bedroom, takes 2 steps, then stops, turning back to me. Her thoughts. The system just gave me a new mission, couples night talk. I have to chat with my cannon fodder husband for more than 10 minutes, or I lose survival points. What'd I talk about? We barely know each other. She hesitates for a long time, then finally manages, what do you usually do? I lie on a couch, lazily, deliver food, deliver packages, deliver documents. Everything. Scarlett's mind. So simple and unglamorous a job. She then asks, do you have any dreams? Her thoughts. Ask about dreams. Yes, a good way to get him talking. His dream must be to make money, buy a house, and get a wife, right? Now he has a wife, just needs the money and the house. I think about it, then say, my dream is to win $5 million, then retire, just lie at home all day and do nothing. Scarlett. Her thoughts. Such an unambitious dream. But it fits his cannon fodder persona perfectly. The awkward silence descends again. Scarlett's mind has started to count down. 8 more minutes. What to talk about? What to talk about? I got it. Her eyes light up, and she says, what do you think of Damien Thorne? I grin internally. Here we go. I pretend to ponder, then say, rich, handsome, seems pretty controlling. A lot of women probably like that type, right? Scarlett's mind immediately counters. Like him? Like being treated like a doormat? Naive. Out loud, she says, really? I don't. What? I ask, though I already know. Scarlett hesitates, seemingly trying to figure out how to phrase it. Her thoughts. I can't just say I know he's an abusive control freak, can I? I need to find a subtle way to put it. She says, he's too controlling. It's unsettling. I nod. Indeed. The way he looks at you. It's not like he's looking at a lover. It's like he's looking at an object he owns. Scarlett looks up at me sharply, her eyes full of surprise. Her thoughts. How did he figure that out? He's a cannon fodder, and he has that kind of insight. Is he not as simple as I thought? I shrug. I've delivered to a lot of people, seen a lot of things. A person's eyes can't hide everything. This time, Scarlett is completely silent. She looks at me, her gaze for the first time filled with genuine curiosity. 10 minutes pass quickly. Ding! Couple's night talk mission complete. Reward. Survival points +5. Scarlett's mind. Phew, finally done. It seems his cannon fodder husband isn't completely useless. At least, he can see through Damien Thorne's true nature. Maybe partnering with him really was the right choice. She says goodnight to me, then goes back to the bedroom. I lie on the sofa, listening to the faint sound of her breathing from the next room, and smile. This trance-migrated CEO, she's starting to trust me, even just a little. The next morning, I'm woken by a clatter and crash. I open my eyes to see Scarlett standing in the kitchen, looking perplexed at an egg. She's wearing my slightly oversized t-shirt as pajamas, her long hair casually tied up, no makeup. She looks less icy and more softly domestic. But in her mind, it's a war zone. System. Are you sure the mission is make a loving breakfast for your husband? Not blow up the kitchen. Why won't this gas stove light? And the egg. Do I crack it first before putting it in the pan? Or just throw the whole thing in? System. Host, please explore independently. Friendly reminder. This system does not provide cooking lessons. Scarlett's mind collapses. You useless system. She taps the egg gently on the edge of the pan. Nothing. She taps it harder, and the egg crack. The shell breaks, and half the egg white, mixed with yolk, oozes on her hand, sticky and gross. Scarlett. Her thoughts, so gross. Didn't the books say the heroine making a meal for the hero was beautiful and romantic? Why is it a disaster movie when it's me? I can't watch anymore. I get up from the sofa and walk over. Let me. I take the tragic egg from her hand, casually light the gas stove, pour in some oil, then single-handedly crack another egg into the pan. Sizzle. The smell of fried egg fills the air. A perfect sunny side up is ready in no time. Scarlett stands next to me, completely awestruck. Her thoughts. Wow, he's so skilled at cracking eggs. And flipping them. So hot. A man who can cook. Charisma plus 100. I've decided he's doing all the cooking from now on. I plate the egg and hand it to her. Eat up. She takes the plate, quietly saying, thanks. Then she looks at me, eyes sparkling. How did you learn to cook? Her thoughts. Tell me, did you learn it for an ex-girlfriend? If so, I'm totally jealous right now. I think about it, then say, was poor. Couldn't afford to eat out, so I had to learn myself. A simple, honest reason. Scarlett's eyes soften instantly, filled with sympathy and tenderness. Her thoughts. So that's it. He's so pitiful. Living alone must be so hard. I need to be nicer to him from now on. I watch her expression, secretly amused. Silly girl, so easy to fool. After breakfast, Scarlett needs to go to work. Before leaving, she stands at the door, fidgeting. Her thoughts. The system gave me another mission. Reluctant farewell. It requires me to kiss my husband goodbye. Quiche goodbye. Are you kidding me? I've never even dated. How can I possibly kiss him? System. Mission failure will deduct 20 survival points. Scarlett's mind. That much. You heartless system. Fine. A kiss is a kiss. I just pretend it's a mosquito bite. A kiss on the cheek. Yes, just the cheek. She takes a deep breath, walks over to me, stands on tiptoes, and quickly pecks my cheek. Then, her face turns as red as a boiled lobster. As she turns and runs, the sound of her heels clattering like firecrackers down the hallway. I touch my cheek, still feeling her soft touch and faint scent. I smile looking down. This life, it's actually kind of sweet. In the following days, Scarlett and I settle into a strange cohabitation. By day, she's the sharp, icy CEO, but back in our rundown apartment, she reverts to a clumsy, internally dramatic domestic disaster. She put half a box of laundry powder instead of liquid into the washing machine, creating a mountain of suds that filled the entire balcony. She put a metal-rimmed mug into the microwave to heat milk, then watched in horror as sparks flew inside. And she'd do all sorts of absurd things because of the system's bizarre missions. For example, the system asked her to experience the joy of commoner haggling. So she went to the downstairs farmer's market and spent 10 minutes haggling with a vendor over a 50-cent plastic bag, eventually getting it for free. When she came back, she proudly boasted to me, convinced she was a negotiating genius. My greatest joy each day was watching her maintain her aloof facade while internally ranting like crazy, then clumsily cleaning up the messes she left behind. Meanwhile, our enemy, Damien Thorne, wasn't idle. He found my address and parked his flashy Lamborghini right in front of our apartment complex. That day, I just gotten back from a delivery when I saw him leaning against his car, looking at me with arrogant disdain. Ethan Hayes, right? He pulled a check from his wallet and dangled it in front of me. $1 million. Leave Scarlett. I looked at the check, then at his I can buy you out smug face, finding it a little funny. I said, Mr. Thorne, your prices are a bit outdated. You know, that million of yours? My wife already played with that and threw it away. Damien's face instantly darkened. What do you mean? Nothing much, I said, walking past him and heading upstairs. Just telling you not to insult my wife's and my feelings with your dirty money. We're truly in love. Damien was so angry, he started kicking his car tires. That night, when Scarlett came home, I told her the story like a joke. After hearing it, her expression didn't change much. She just gave a cold image. But in her mind, she was ecstatic. Well done. Husband, you're awesome. Shut that bastard up. $1 million? He thinks he's buying off a beggar. My husband is an aloof god I couldn't even budge with $50 million. Though he didn't take the money in the end, the principle is the same. Watching the little figure in her head cross her arms and laugh wildly, I couldn't help it. I reached out and ruffled her hair. Scarlett's body stiffened, a suspicious blush creeping up her cheeks. Her thoughts. He touched my head. So sudden, but it doesn't feel bad. Our relationship, amidst all this chaotic yet heartwarming daily life, slowly began to change. The turning point came a month later. It was Vance Industries' anniversary gala, and Scarlett, as CEO, had to attend. She originally planned to go alone, but Damien Thorne would definitely be there. She was afraid she couldn't handle him. So, for the first time, she invited me to accompany her as her husband. For the gala, she took me to get a custom-tailored suit. When I stepped out of the fitting room, Scarlett, who had been looking at her phone, snapped her head up, her eyes wide. Her thoughts. Holy cow, clothes really do make the man. He looks 100 times better than that show-off Damien in a suit, with those broad shoulders, narrow waist, and long legs. Is this really my husband, who wears boxers and fixes toilets at home? I walked up to her and deliberately waved my hand in front of her eyes. Ms. Vance? Stunned, Scarlett came back to herself, her ears red, but her tone still icy. Average. I just smiled, not calling her out. The gala was held at the city's most luxurious hotel, a gathering of the elite. As I walked into the ballroom with Scarlett's arm linked in mine, almost all eyes fell on us. Scarlett wore a custom-made starry blue evening gown, dazzlingly beautiful, and I, standing beside her, though in an expensive suit, was still a nobody in everyone's eyes. Whispers and scrutinizing gazes stung like needles. That's Ms. Vance's delivery guy husband? Doesn't look like much. I wonder what Ms. Vance is thinking, ditching a catch like Mr. Thorne for someone so out of place. Must be for novelty, rich kids' games we wouldn't understand. Scarlett's arm tightened instinctively, her body stiff. I knew she was nervous. Her thoughts, so many people, everyone staring at us. They must be mocking me, mocking Ethan. Was bringing him here a mistake? I reached for her hand, squeezing it gently, and whispered in her ear, "Don't be scared. I'm here. You look stunning tonight, like a queen. Chin up, shoulders back. Accept the admiration of your subjects." My voice was quiet, but it was like a calming pill, instantly steadying her. Her thoughts. He's holding my hand. It's so warm. He said I'm a queen. That comparison, even if a little cheesy, but I like it. She took a deep breath, straightened her back, and her powerful CO aura returned. Linking her arm with mine, she walked step by step towards the center of the ballroom. Sure enough, Damien Thorne soon approached. He held a glass of red wine, smiling like a fox. "Scarlett, you finally decided to see me. And this is—" His gaze fell on me, full of disdain and provocation. Scarlett said coldly, "Mr. Thorne, this is my husband, Ethan Hayes." "Husband?" Damien laughed exaggeratedly. "Scarlett, aren't you tired of this game yet? Bringing a commoner to an event like this, don't you find it embarrassing?" His voice wasn't quiet, and everyone around us looked over, ready for a show. Scarlett's face paled, about to retort, but I spoke first. I smiled at Damien Thorne and said, "Mr. Thorne, there's a saying, a hero's origin doesn't matter. I used to be a delivery guy, but that doesn't mean I'll be one forever. At least now, I'm Scarlett's legally recognized husband. And you, Mr. Thorne, you seem to be nothing at all." Damien's face darkened. "Who the hell do you think you are, talking to me like that? Who I am isn't important. What's important is that Scarlett is my wife now." I pulled Scarlett closer behind me, adopting a protective stance. If Mr. Thorne continues to be disrespectful to my wife, I can't guarantee my fist won't meet that pretty face of yours. My tone was calm, but the threat was unmistakable. Scarlett, behind me, looked at my back in shock. Her thoughts. He actually openly threatened Damien Thorne for me. Is he crazy? Doesn't he know how Damien Thorne will retaliate? No, I can't let him get hurt because of me. Just as she was about to step forward, Damien Thorne, enraged by my words, exploded. "Fine, very fine." Damien laughed in fury. "A pathetic delivery guy, daring to challenge me. Today, I'll show you the difference between us." He snapped his fingers, and a man who looked like an event host immediately came over. Damien took the microphone and addressed everyone. "Ladies and gentlemen, tonight, besides celebrating Vance Industries' anniversary, I also want to take this opportunity to express my feelings to the woman I love, Ms. Scarlett Vance." As he spoke, he pulled a velvet box from his pocket, opened it, revealing a massive diamond ring that sparkled dazzlingly under the lights. "Scarlett, I know you were just being stubborn before. Now, in front of all the city's elite, I formally propose to you. As long as you say yes, Thorne Industries and Vance Industries will merge, and our future will be limitless." The entire room gasped. Everyone looked at Scarlett, waiting for her answer. This was putting her on the spot. If she refused, she'd be disrespecting Damien Thorne and everyone who expected the merger. I could feel Scarlett's hand trembling. Her mind was in chaos. What do I do? What do I do? I can't say yes. But if I refuse him in front of all these people, he'll go insane. What about Ethan? Will he think I'm actually going to say yes? I gently squeezed her hand, signaling her to calm down. Then, I took another microphone from a nearby server's tray. Mr. Thorne, your performance is truly touching, I said with a smile. Unfortunately, you seem to have overlooked something. Damien Thorne looked at me coldly. What are you trying to say now? I'm trying to say that the woman you're proposing to is my legal wife, I said, holding up our clasped hands. Our wedding rings, though not as big as your diamond, are engraved with our names and protected by law. Proposing to another man's wife, in front of her husband, Mr. Thorne, isn't that a little inappropriate? The entire room fell into an eerie silence again. Damien Thorne's face turned beet red. He hadn't expected me to call him out so directly. You, and I didn't give him a chance to speak, continuing, Mr. Thorne keeps claiming to love Scarlett and wanting to merge. As far as I know, Thorne Industries has been bidding on that major land project downtown, right? And your biggest competitor is Vance Industries. Proposing at this exact moment, Mr. Thorne, are you truly in love with Scarlett? Or are you in love with the project proposal she holds? That sentence exploded like a bomb in the crowd. Everyone's expressions changed. Business is war, and everyone knew about the underlying interests. My single comment made them instantly understand Damien Thorne's true intentions. Damien Thorne's face completely changed. You're talking nonsense. Whether I'm talking nonsense or not, Mr. Thorne, you know best, I said, looking at him, every word deliberate. My wife is not a pawn in your corporate games. What business she wants to do is her freedom. But anyone who tries to manipulate her, to use her feelings for their own gain, I, Ethan Hayes, will be the first to object. With that, I pulled a still-stunned Scarlett by the hand and turned to leave. Scarlett, let's go home. My voice, amplified by the microphone, echoed throughout the ballroom. Behind us, Damien Thorne's furious roars of anger and the complex stares of the guests faded. But none of that mattered to us anymore. Walking out of the hotel, the evening breeze felt cool on my face. Scarlett remained silent, lost in thought. I was a little worried. Would she think I was too impulsive, that I'd caused her trouble? I'm sorry. I started. I lost control back there. I might have caused you. Before I could finish, Scarlett suddenly stopped, turned around, and hugged me tightly. She buried her face in my chest, her shoulders trembling slightly. I froze. Her thoughts, thick with a crying tone and a sense of injustice, sounded in my mind. He knew it all along. He knew Damien Thorne wanted to use me. He knew those people looked down on me. For me, he offended Damien Thorne. He offended everyone. He's just a guy who wants to win the lottery and retire. Why would he do all this for me? He's a fool. A big fool. Listening to her inner cries, the softest part of my heart was fiercely touched. I raised my hand, hesitated for a moment, and then gently rested it on her back, patting her. It's okay, I said. Don't forget, I'm your husband. Protecting you is my responsibility. She nodded hard in my embrace, her cries still catching. In that moment, I knew the thin contract between us had shattered. Something was quietly changing. After the gala incident, Damien Thorne became the city's laughingstock. The proposing to a married woman stunt made him lose face completely. He blamed all of it on me. Soon, I was fired from my delivery company. The reason given: poor customer service, client complaints. I knew Damien Thorne was behind it. I was out of job. When I told Scarlett the news, she was clumsily bandaging a finger she'd cut with a fruit knife. Hearing my words, her bandaging paused. Her thoughts: out of job? It's all because of me. That bastard Damien, using such dirty tactics. She looked up at me, her face expressionless, but her eyes full of guilt. I'm sorry. I smiled, sat beside her, took the Band-Aid, and re-bandaged her finger. Don't be silly. Jobs can be found again, but there's only one wife. Scarlett's face flushed crimson, and she lowered her head, not daring to look at me. Her thoughts: he's getting better and better at sweet talk. I looked at her red ears. My mood significantly brightened. The cloud of unemployment vanished. Perfect. I can officially become a house husband now, I said. Scarlett looked up sharply. No. Her thoughts. How can I let him be a house husband? He's so capable. He shouldn't be stuck in the kitchen. I need to get him a good job. Yes, at my company. She immediately pulled out her phone, about to make a call. I pressed her hand. Ms. Vance, don't forget our agreement. We're playing the part of a normal couple. When have you ever seen a normal couple where the husband gets fired and the wife immediately gets him a job at her own company? Scarlett freezes. Her thoughts. All right, can't break character. But what will he do without a job? Will we both starve? Seeing her worried expression, looking like our family is going bankrupt, I almost burst out laughing. Don't worry. I gently flicked her nose. Your husband here, I won't starve myself, and I definitely won't starve you. The next day, I found a new job as an assistant at a private detective agency. The pay wasn't high, but it offered freedom, and more importantly, I could meet all sorts of people and situations. With my superpower, it was like a fish in water. Scarlett was worried, but seeing my determination, she didn't say anything more. Except, she started coming home earlier and earlier each day, bringing increasingly elaborate, loving dinners, takeout from five-star hotels, for me. Our lives seemed to return to that strange balance. Until one day I took on a case. The client was Damien Thorne's arch-rival. He wanted to find evidence of tax evasion by Thorne Industries. I looked at the files in my hand, my eyes lighting up. This was truly a gift from heaven. I didn't tell Scarlett. Using my ability and the skills I learned at the detective agency, I began a secret investigation into Thorne Industries. The process was smoother than I expected. I could easily hear who the key people were and which documents held incriminating secrets. Soon, I had enough evidence to send Damien Thorne to prison for a long time. Just as I was about to wrap things up, something happened to Scarlett. That day, she went to a nearby city for an important business forum. Damien Thorne was there too. That evening, I received a call from Scarlett, her voice filled with terror and trembling. Ethan, help me. Then Damien Thorne's chilling voice came through the phone. Ethan, your wife is in my hands now. If you want her unharmed, bring everything you found and come alone to the abandoned warehouse district outside of town. Remember, no tricks or else. The call disconnected. My mind buzzed, blood rushing to my head. Damien Thorne, he dared to touch Scarlett. I didn't call the police. I knew a madman like Damien Thorne would do anything. I grabbed the USB drive containing all the evidence, got in my beat-up old car, and sped like a maniac towards the abandoned warehouse district. Inside the abandoned factory, the lights were dim. Scarlett was tied to a chair, tape over her mouth. When she saw me, she frantically shook her head, her eyes filled with tears. Damien Thorne stood beside her, a mad grin on his face. You actually dared to come. I held up the USB drive. I brought the stuff. Let her go. Let her go. Damien Thorne sneered. Ethan, you ruined me so badly. And you expect me to let her go? Do you think I'm an idiot? He walked over, snatched the USB drive, and plugged it into a nearby laptop. Seeing the files, his face changed dramatically. Then he grinned menacingly. Excellent, everything's here. Now these things, along with both of you, will disappear from this world. He pulled out a knife from behind him and walked toward Scarlett. No. My eyes were bloodshot. I tried to rush forward, but his two bodyguards held me firmly. Damien Thorne used the knife tip to lift Scarlett's chin. Scarlett, I'll give you one last chance. Divorce this loser and come back to me. Otherwise, I'll carve a few marks in him first, then I'll slowly play with you. Scarlett, tears streaming down her face, shook her head desperately. Her thoughts. No. Ethan, run. Don't worry about me. I got you into this. Just run. Her thoughts were full of despair and guilt. Listening to her cries, my heart felt like it was being squeezed by a cruel hand. I looked at Damien Thorne, my eyes bloodshot, my voice hoarse. Damien Thorne, you know what I regret the most? Damien Thorne looked at me with interest. Oh, what is it? Regretting crossing me. No, I said, every word distinct. I regret not punching your arrogant face in back at the hotel. The moment the words left my mouth, I used all my strength, broke free from one bodyguard's grip, and headbutted the other bodyguard's face. The bodyguard screamed, his nose gushing blood. Damien Thorne froze. I seized the opportunity, swept his legs, tripped him, then threw myself on him, pinning him down, punching his face again and again. I told you not to touch her. I told you not to lay a hand on her. I told you not to scare her. My eyes were red with fury. Only one thought in my mind. Kill this bastard. The remaining bodyguard reacted, grabbing a steel pipe and swinging it at my head. Just then, the factory gates burst open with a bang. Blinding headlights shone in, followed by countless police sirens. A swarm of police officers rushed in, instantly taking control of the scene. I stopped, looking down at Damien Thorne, who was now unconscious beneath me. Then I looked at my detective agency boss, sitting in a police car not far away, giving me a reassuring smile. Finally, I exhaled. I had made contingency plans. The USB drive I gave Damien Thorne had a tracking and emergency call program embedded in it. I walked over to Scarlett, ripped off the tape from her mouth, and untied her. She collapsed into my arms, sobbing. I held her, breathing in the familiar scent of her hair, feeling a peace I'd never known. It's okay. I gently patted her back. Didn't I tell you? I'm here. She sobbed uncontrollably, nodding hard in my embrace. Damien Thorne was sentenced to heavy prison time for kidnapping, assault, and multiple counts of tax evasion. Thorne Industries, weakened by the scandal, soon declared bankruptcy. The once arrogant male lead from the original novel was sent to prison by me, a mere cannon fodder. In Scarlett Vance's mind, the robotic system voice finally sounded again. Ding. Congratulations, host. You successfully sent the original male lead to prison, completely reversing your tragic fate. Escape the psycho male lead, start a low-profile life, mission completion, 100%. Ding. Hidden ending activated. Happy life with cannon fodder. Reward. Permanent survival rights. System will now unbind. Wishing host a happy life in your new world. The system voice disappeared. Scarlett froze for a long moment, then suddenly started laughing. As she laughed, tears streamed down her face again. She was free. I watched her, not asking anything about the system or the transmigration. None of that mattered anymore. What mattered was that she was my wife, Scarlett Vance, not some character from a book. We still lived in my old, run-down apartment, though she had suggested countless times that we get a bigger place. Her thoughts, husband, let's get a villa, one with a swimming pool. I'd reply, no, climbing stairs is good exercise. Her thoughts, husband, let's travel the world. I'll charter a private jet. I'd reply, no, plane tickets are too expensive. Her thoughts, husband, I'll give you all my money. Pretend you won the lottery. You can retire. I'd reply, no, your money is yours. I want to earn my own money to take care of you. Scarlett would stomp her feet in frustration every time, but the next day, she'd still dutifully wear the bunny slippers I bought her and eat the fried eggs I made. One evening, we were curled up on that creaky old sofa watching a movie. She suddenly leaned in and whispered in my ear, Ethan, do you have a secret you're keeping from me? My heart skipped a beat. She continued, you always seem to know what I'm thinking. I looked into her clear, curious eyes, knowing I couldn't hide it anymore. I smiled, pulled her into my arms, and whispered in her ear, in a voice only we could hear, repeating her exact inner monologue from the first time she saw me. Him? This delivery guy? He's certainly more appealing than that greasy Damien. Scarlett's face, visibly, turned crimson from her cheeks to her neck. She shrieked, burying her face in a pillow, refusing to come out. Her thoughts, I'm mortified. Completely mortified. How long has he known? He knew from the very beginning. All my stupid thoughts. All my bizarre missions. I can't show my face ever again. I listened to her internal wails, laughing so hard I almost rolled off the sofa. Turns out, being able to hear thoughts isn't such a bad thing after all. At least, it allowed me to find the most adorable and truly mine treasure in the whole world. End.